Okay, your audio's on, your live streaming. Here's this for you.
You told me that, I know that, but I still don't like that.
There's like a million markers over here.
I mean,
They might like it.
bring him over, we'll marry him on the back.
It's right. in the middle.
Yeah, you're good.
We'll come by after for the after.
Is this one on? That one's good.
The answers are not fulfilled. I don't know that there will be, I can't say nobody will bring kiddos, but it's probably gonna be mostly adults. It's not gonna be, I don't think the behavior would be inappropriate. Yeah. But I also can't promise. Oh, yeah.
Yes, the night goes on.
As the night goes on, we get to the 8 o'clock stop and then we don't always stop. Yeah. Some of our friends hang out with us later.
I go to the art. We have never been to the art. Never been to the art.
But Jennifer, if it's like an option between not going.
No, you can probably go to grandparents.
You'll have more fun. Probably. They're gonna have a DJ and.
There's gonna be things like, because I'm sorry, I was like, is Foxy going somewhere?
Like,
Like, there has to be the DJ, I'm your name is after him.
I think he's good.
She's having, he's gonna be art.
Ready?
I'm ready.
Well, I'm still, I'm trying to get a lot of pops up.
Guys are in for a treat.
I feel like I'm in an aquarium, some people are coming.
You are, it is a big one. It is. Well, good morning, everyone. Yeah, it's still morning. Thank you all for coming in. Again, the ship is listing a little bit on the right side. Introducing Chad McCoy, Regional Director. Actually lives in Bowling Green. He said he likes me at the Pilates and walks in the rain.
Anybody know that reference? Yeah, okay, thank you.
Chad's been in the business for over 30 years, so he knows a thing or two about a thing or two. He has been a team leader for a couple of different organizations. We got the Freeman Group over here, scrolling, so what he's going to do today is, I've heard great things about this little fireside chat, if you will, and I think you're going to get a lot of great information out of it. The great thing about Chad, one of the many great things about Chad is if you have a question, ask the question. He loves questions. He loves conversation. He loves trying to hammer it out with you to help you get to that next level. He's a fantastic resource that we have at the region who brings a ton of experience. So I will ask Chad, come on up.
Thank you.
And
Appreciate it so much. Good, I'm about to say good afternoon, good morning, whatever. Thank you for having me. Man, I love Lexington. Came up last night and it was sunny all the way here, got to my hotel and a mile from the hotel. That's when we all got dumped with that rain. I went inside, got to my room, it looked like I stepped out of the shower in my clothes. So I was excited about that. So they always say, I've done adult learning and taught in classes. This is my 30th year in the business, working on my 30th year. And in adult learning, they say never tell jokes because you'll offend somebody. So I'm going to tell a joke.
absolutely.
So this little boy, or this realtor calls this house, and this little boy answers, and he goes, hello. Oh, hello, whoever's on Zoom. We have people on Zoom too?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Hello, everybody on Zoom. So this little boy answers the phone, he goes, hello. And the realtor said, well, hey, little guy, he said, can I talk to your mom? And the little boy said, no, she's busy. He said, okay, well, could I talk to your dad? No, he's busy too. He's like, well, what are they doing? They're talking to the police. Like they're talking to the policeman. What's the policeman doing? He said, talking to the fireman. He goes, oh my gosh, what in the world? What is going on over there? What are they doing? He said, looking for me. So here's my question for you on that. How many of you have had buyers in your car with kids like that with them? Yeah, oh my goodness, I've got 3 grandkids, now, and, one's gonna be 5 in a month. One just turned 4, and one's gonna be 2 in about 26 days, 25 days. And the 2 oldest ones are that kind of kid. Only when they're together, when they're separate, they want to get on Pop's lap and love on me and tell me how wonderful I am, and they want to wrestle and all that. Well, then you get them together, and my wife is also my business partner. We've been realtors together for a long time. And we have a team. Well, she has the team. My name's on the logo, I guess. But I called her about 2 months ago and I said, hey, what are the boys doing? She said, I don't know. I can't find them. They're hiding from her. And so literally they'll hide from her, they'll run through the backyard naked. I mean, they are diabolical together. And so that joke is funny because that's our grandkids. So thank you for having me today. I've got a very short time and I'm going to ask permission for one thing. It is 10:40. Can I keep you till 10 after? I have to be at another market center at 1 o'clock, but I'm gonna need a strong 30 minutes.
You got it.
Here's what I'm gonna promise you. You're gonna walk out of here feeling a little different today. And you're gonna walk out of here with a couple conversations to help you grow your business today. When you walk out of here at 10 after, I promise I'm gonna try to. But when you walk out of here, you can literally go to your car, go to your desk, go to your office, go home, go sit in a parking lot at Wendy's and make some phone calls. Nobody likes phone calls, but I'm gonna make it easy for you today. And if you're half good at the program that I'm gonna teach you today, it'll give you 30 and a half. Because it's divided in half, 30 and a half additional transactions. Would anybody be okay with 30 and a half transactions? That's half good at this program. And before I tell you what the program is, we're gonna do something else. But before I really get into this is not something I learned in a book. This is something, I've been in production for years. I'm no longer in production. But when I was in production, my business plan every year, I've only been with Keller Williams 2 now. I was with a Blue Door for 27 and happened to be that company. When I was in production, working and selling and listing and working with buyers and doing all that stuff, this was part of my business. And I'm gonna tell you something. When I tell you you can be half good at it, that's lowballing. I was always better than 50% of this program, and I'm gonna teach it to you today. Okay? So here's what I want you to do. Does everybody have a piece of paper? If you don't, let's share with our neighbors. I need one piece of paper over here. Somebody have a piece of paper?
Yeah.
I'm coming to you.
I got it. Come on, Senator, hit me present.
Anybody need paper? I got paper. For those of you at home, if you don't have paper, just write this on your hand. It'll come off later.
You got a pen?
Yes.
All right.
Thank you.
Here's what I want you to do, and this shouldn't take you long. This should take you literally, when I ask you to write this down, it should truly take you about 15-20 seconds to do this. Because I want you to go fast and I want you to do the very first things that come to your mind. I want you to write down the 5 things you love the most. Pretty simple, pretty quick. You should be able to throw those down there quick. So go ahead, write down the 5 things you love the most. About 10 more seconds. Okay, here we go. On Zoom, if you want to share, you're more than welcome to do that. Somebody give me one that they put on their list.
My son,
Sorry? Your son, God,
my dog.
your dog. They become family, don't they? Completely. Yeah, no kidding. They don't talk about it. Anybody else? Anybody on Zoom? Let me ask you a question. We're gonna get really real right now. Did you put yourself?
No.
You love your son, you love your dog, you love God, you love your spouse, you love your significant other, you love your fish, you love going to eat at dinner at nice places, you love to travel, you love to do all these things. But it's interesting because I've asked this question to thousands of people. And I literally mean thousands of people. And it's crazy how few times I hear somebody say, me, I love me. And here's what I'm going to tell you, and I know that you will agree. If you don't love yourself first, Can you love the things that you love the most? Because if you don't love yourself, are you the best version of yourself? In the roles that you have in your world, if you don't love yourself first, are you reaching the potential that you could have of loving all the other things that are so important? I think it's very important because a lot of times people, like when we talk about your big why, oh, this is my big why, my son or my dog or whatever, you never put yourself. And I think sometimes people don't feel like, well, they'll think I'm being selfish because look at me, I'm my big why. I think you absolutely have to be part of your big why. You have to do it for you too. And I think for you to be able to operate your maximum potential for every other role in your life, not just in family and dogs and God and everything else. What about the people in this room and the people in this market center and the people in this region and the people that are with Keller Williams, our big, giant, happy, dysfunctional family of 180,000 people across the world? Your colleagues are very important too. The people in this room, you support each other, you love each other, you treat each other with kindness, you live the Keller Williams culture every single day, and it's so important. But can you do it to your full potential? Can you be at your full potential for your buyers and sellers? Can you be at your full potential for all of the roles that you lead in your life if you don't love yourself? I think it's important. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to give you two conversations today. We don't say scripts anymore, right? We say conversations. So when I say conversations, I'm really saying scripts, but I'm not going to say scripts. Here's your first conversation. And then we're going to get into this program. I've got a very short time to do that. Next time I come, I better have an hour or even near this fight in the parking lot. We'll do it. So I like to talk, man.
Hey, we're here.
All right, here we go. Here's your first conversation. And I'm going to tell you here's how we've always done it. Bart, how you doing, man?
Pretty good.
Good. You need to do a Ford contact. We all know Ford, right? Family, occupation, recreation, dreams. How you doing? How's the wife and kids? How's work going? How was your summer? Are the kids getting excited about going back to school? Whatever. Then say, hey, listen, the reason I wanted to call you today is I'm trying to get 20 more units in before the end of the year. You think you could help me do that? What's the picture I just painted for Bart? What did I say I wanted to get? 20 more units. So Bart's gonna look in his mind, Chad's carrying 20 checks to the bank, and I've got that little strut going on because I just got 20 more closings. How about if I said this? Hey Bart, I'm trying to help 20 families get into homes by the end of the year. Would you be offended if I asked you to help me with that? If he can't say yes, he would be offended because that makes him what? A jerk.
Yeah.
No, I don't want families to get into homes. No. He has to say yes. Or no, he has to say no. Would you be offended if I asked you to help me with that? Well, no. And when he says no, he wouldn't be offended. What did you just receive? Say again. Permission. Permission to continue the conversation whenever you need to have the conversation. Now, let me tell you how this works. I know this works because when we've been here in the Keller Williams culture for 2.5 years. My wife and I came over from a Coldwell Banker office. We had 9 agents total on our team. The most they ever did was 28 million. And we came to Keller Williams. I implemented this conversation within my team. They started having this conversation. And I'm proud to tell you in 2025, they did over $1 million in gross commission income, and they did almost $48 million. 64% increase in our volume by this conversation and some other things, but this conversation primarily. So when I'm telling you this conversation works, I'm not just, everything I tell you, by the way, I'm not just saying, I'm not going like this and go, I'm hoping this works for you. I'm backing this up because I know it works because I've seen it happen. Use this conversation and see what happens. I'm trying to help, and that number can change 5, 10, 15, 20, 50, 100. I don't care what your number is, but whatever that number is, I want to help this many families get into home. Because when I paint that picture, what are they seeing? They're seeing somebody out in the front throwing a baseball with their kid. They're seeing kids on the swing set in the backyard and one of those apple pies on the windowsill with the white picket fence. Am I right?
Yeah.
Who would be offended if you want to do that to help families? And for lack of a better way to say it, it almost sounds charity. Does it not? It's non-threatening for sure. It's non-salesy for sure. So, okay. There's one. Is that value? Good. All right, here's what I want to talk. Does this pen work? I always look to make sure
We
it's
test it.
Sharpie. Yes,
Would I be offended? No, would you be offended if I asked you?
to help me with this. Yeah. Now there's follow-up on that. If they're not helping you with it, you call them that next month and say, hey, listen, I've had such success, Bart. I'm so excited because I'm now only needing 15 by the end of the year. I've gotten 5 families in homes already. I need you. You said you wouldn't be offended if I asked you to help me, and I still need your help. That's an easier conversation because he's already given permission. It's not a cold call. It's not a warm call. It's a hot call. He's on the line. He's already said he was going to help. It's an easy conversation. Okay. Average price in this one. 333. Wow,
330.
that's
Something.
interesting.
I'm,
All right, 330,000.
Is that right or is that wrong?
It's
Okay.
it's close, right?
You're
right. Okay.
You're good.
Nobody ever, when they speak, says get your phones out. So get your phones out. Pull up your calculator. Don't get on TikTok. Pull up your calculator. Remember I told you how many transactions are potential if you're half good at it.
30.
30 and a half. So take three, okay, let me have this conversation too. We're all Keller Williams, but we're all out of different market centers and what I am out of a different market center. So we have to be very careful when we talk about commissions because commissions are always negotiable. But because of the Sherman Antitrust Act, you can't talk about commission numbers unless you are in a training session. Are we currently in a training session? I need everybody to say yes, please. Not me, to say yes.
Yes.
Okay, so we are in a training situation. This is an example only. Commissions are always negotiable, but I'm gonna say 3%. So what is 3% of $330,000? Use your calculator.
9,900.
$9,900. Okay, now here's what I want you to do. I want you to take $9,900 times 30.5. Somebody give me that number.
301,950.
301,950.
Yeah.
A full cap here, including your royalty, is how much? 15,000, correct? I want somebody to take 301,950 minus $15,000. Give me that number, please.
286,950.
This is my mic drop moment, by the way. If you do this program and you operate at half good of it, literally half good, your gross commission, your adjusted gross commission after your cap, $286,950. Those will be checks written to you from this market center that you can take home and you can pay your taxes and cell bill. You can probably go buy a new car, you can buy a new house, whatever. So here's what I'm going to ask you. If I helped infuse $286,950 into your world right now, what does that look like? Crazy. Why does it look crazy? Tell me. What would you do?
Use like fulfilled dreams that you have thought of.
What would you do?
Like travel.
Travel.
Investment properties, you know,
Okay.
like. The,
Sure.
it opens up your mind.
Absolutely. What else? Somebody give me something else you do with some of that money or all of it.
Invest.
Invest. Invest is interesting because that grows. That's not 286 anymore, is it? Anybody else? What would you do with $286,000? I go Disney World. I got 3 grandkids. So here, $286,950. Let me change your mindset. You ready for this? Everybody agrees that's a ton of money, right?
Yes.
Do you realize that's $36,950 more than $250,000? Sounds a little different like that, though. Sounds a little different like that. 36,950 over $250,000. And you may go, well, I'm always in these things. I go to business planning clinic and I hear all these big giant numbers thrown around and I hear this and I hear that. That's not me. Yeah, that wasn't me either. Wasn't me either. My first few years in the business, man, I started leading agents after 2 years in the business. I didn't know what I was teaching or training. I just knew the people that I was training knew less than me. Never did I dream that I would be better than half good at a program like this. And this is just one system that I put into my plan. I'm telling you, this business can and will change the course of your world if you let it. And I'm going to tell you this, it's bigger than you. It's so much bigger than you. You know why I'm in front of you today? I told Bart today, I think I told you today, I retired in 2021. I left management at Coldwell Banker, decided I was just going to let the team run. We were going to sell a house here and there if we had the opportunity. I wasn't going to prospect anymore. I was just going to chill. We had a place in Florida. We were going to go back and forth to Florida and relax. And then we had a grandchild. And I was like, I need to go back to work. And my wife's name's Keena. She goes, why are you going to go back to work? We have Arthur. We can spend time with Arthur now. I'm like, yeah, I can. But I just realized that I'm not done. Because what happens is this, it's not just about you. If you have children, if you have dogs, if you have family members, if you have other people that rely on you, it's not just about you, it's about your legacy. What are you leaving for other people? It's not just the money. We all know that it's not about the money, it's what good the money can do, right? Sure. And I'm going to tell you this, I'll say it in a different way. Whoever said money doesn't buy happiness didn't have any darn money. Am I lying? No. Am I lying or am I telling? Because if you don't have any money, what's the only thing you think about from the time you wake up to the time you go to bed and you wake up at 3 a.m. thinking about? Not having any money. I've been there. How am I going to pay this cell bill? How am I going to make my car payment? Oh my gosh, what if I need new tires and I can't pay? I've been there. Trust me. This business can and will change your entire world. Get out of here. Get out of your own. Goodness gracious. This is life-changing money because once you get that taste, you want more. Never chase money, you'll never catch it. But the things, when I say it's not about money, or it's not about the money doesn't buy happiness, and it does, it's not because money buys the happiness. Money allows you to do the things that make you happy. Well, I'll give you a personal example right now. I'm going to get real transparent with you guys. Am I good? Okay. We lost my mom. The 23rd of this month will be 5 years. My mom and dad were married 2 weeks shy of 60 years. My dad, since she died, has not been the same person. He's lost. He doesn't know what to do. A year ago, this past July 4th, I went to his house to have coffee. It was a Saturday morning. Something wasn't right. We took him to the hospital. And since then, it was the VA hospital. Then it was Murfreesboro, Tennessee hospital. Then it was back to the VA hospital in Nashville. Back to Bowling Green to a assisted living facility. He couldn't make it there. He started declining even more. Took him to the hospital in Bowling Green. Took him back to a rehab hospital called Sky Rehab, and then back into the hospital. And then he's been in a nursing home ever since. Anybody know how expensive a nursing home is? I can share that with you. Where we have him, and this is on the lower spectrum, he's $9,328 a month. I know that number because I'm the one that writes the check every single month out of my personal account. And let me tell you, that's the most joyful moment of my life. That I am able for my wife to hand me the check. She's the keeper of the funds. I'm not even allowed cash, but because I lose it. But she'll hand me the checkbook, and I write that $9,328 check every single first day of the month. And the joke, he doesn't even know I do it. He thinks he's staying there for free because he's got dementia, and sometimes I'm his dad when I go. I write that check because he took care of me for all of my years in an extraordinary way. And now I get to give it back. Whether he knows or not makes zero difference. And the reason I tell you that when I say money does buy happiness, that's the happiness I'm talking about. Because it allows you, because of real estate, because of the things that I've done in the 30 years I've been in real estate, I can write that check and it's not a blip on my radar. It will change your life. He's also the one that paid for everything for me to get into real estate school. I'm an ex-police officer from south of Chicago. Cops don't make any money. And so my mom and dad paid for my pre-license class. They paid for my test. They paid for all of my association dues. They paid for business cards, and they bought me one of those really cool boxy briefcases that snapped open and it came up. Because it was 1997 back then. And they never let me pay them back. And now I've been able to do things for my parents that they never thought that their college dropout kid would make. That's the real estate I'm talking about. If you want to play around the edges, I'm the wrong person to talk to. If you want to make excuses instead of finding reasons for not being successful, I'm the wrong person to talk to because I've lived it. I was the most least likely to succeed in this business. I'm coming out of a law enforcement background. You think I have a bad attitude? Instead of kicking doors in, I'm opening them up and saying, please come on in and have a look at what you want. Least likely to succeed in this business. And I stand here by you, 2.5 years in Keller Williams, and I'm the regional director of this region. Least likely to succeed. Right. So I don't listen to excuses. It's just as easy to find reasons as it is to make up excuses about, and it's always somebody else's fault. Well, Bart didn't sit with me and tell me how to do this, which I call BS on that, but we'll just say that. But the fact is, it's Bart's fault, it's Tara's fault, it's this market center's fault, it's Keller Williams' fault, it's my ex-husband or ex-wife's fault, it's everybody's fault but my own, and yet you won't go make the calls, you won't go knock on the doors, you won't go have open houses because they don't work or whatever. Get to it. So here's my question for you as I get into this. Are you playing around with this business or are you really in this business? And I really want you to think about it. And I'll ask you one question. We're going to get on to this. I got to get out of here. If you hired somebody today to do your job right now as a realtor, and they did it the way you're doing it right now as a realtor, would you fire them? And if that answer is yes, when we're done here in 11 minutes, I'm trying, in 11 minutes, I want you to walk to the bathroom. I want you to shut the door and lock it. And I want you to look in the mirror and I want you to punch yourself in the face. I'm not, okay, I don't really, anybody see Fight Club?
Yeah.
It's that reference. It's a reference to the movie Fight Club. I don't condone workplace violence. Walk into that bathroom, look in the mirror and point at your face and go, you are so fired with it. And you step back from the mirror and step back up and you go, I'm hiring you. You better fix it. And you rehire yourself. And you walk out of that bathroom with a different attitude and quit making excuses and finding it. Okay? All right. There's the tough love moment. All right, here we go. $286,950. Ton of money, right?
Racer,
Yes.
top right, top left corner.
Moving all this off of here. Oh, that's pretty cool right there. Wow.
We're fancy like.
I guess. So I'm putting this number up here because we're not going to forget what that looks like. Next, you're like, okay, that sounds great, Chad, but how are you going to do that? Because you know what? I don't have a whole lot of time to do this. I've got kids and I've got travel ball and I've got a husband that's needy and we've got church activities. And I just sometimes like to sit and not deal with people. I'm tired of peopling sometimes. I mean, how much is this going to require of me? Are you ready for the annual prospecting commitment? I just said the dirty word in real estate, right? Prospecting, nobody likes to do it. Here's your annual requirement to get this done. That's it. 50 emails, and it's not to like 10,000 people. It's literally 50 emails. 246 phone calls. You're like, oh my gosh, I hate making phone calls. It's not part of my KPA. When I do that, it just says I'm not really good for phone calls. I don't care. I really don't. You know what this averages out to? Right about one phone call a day on a 5-day work week. If you can't make one, and I'm just going to assume all of you are making 20 phone calls a day to your database, your sphere of influence. I can't say that. I'm just going to assume that you are. So instead of making 20, make 21. If you're not making calls, I'm going to ask you to make one a day on a 5-day work week. Literally, if you can't make one more or one phone call a day, you really need to sit down and look at a career challenge and maybe a career change with one. One phone call a day on a 5-day work week and 50 face-to-face visits with 50 people that you're going to see several times a year. And you only bring up this real estate business one time because has anybody ever been in multi-level marketing? Bart, every time I see him, Bart, hey man, would you like to make an additional $400 a month selling shakes?
Absolutely.
Awesome.
Hello.
It's not that, and that's what they're going to think you are. Every time they see you coming in. Why are they always just on the phone when you walk by? Because they don't want to talk to you. One time a year. One time a year. All right, here's the conversation. Right, ready for this? Here's what I'm going to say. Well, let me back up. You need to find the fit. This is all in the lead gen model of the MREA. This not in the book. This is a strategy, but we're working within that model of the lead gen model. We all know the 4 models, right? What's E? Economic. L. Lead gen. B. Budget. O. Organizational. And then they're working on that final E of the expansion. Okay, perfect. So we are working within the lead gen model right now. This is just a strategy and a tactic within that lead gen model. Your 50 closest people in your world. And I'm going to be a little crass when I say this, so I'm not trying to offend anybody, but your first 20 people out of your 50 closest people in your world, they're the ones that if I call and go, hey Bart, I need your help. Bart's going, oh my gosh, what has he done now? Sorry. Before I even tell him what's going on, he's going to the garage to get the lantern and the shovel because we're buried body. You got some of those people in your world. Am I lying? Am I right? Okay. So then 20 to 30, you call Bart, he goes, okay, listen, I'll go, but I'm not digging. I'll just hold the lantern. 30 to 40, they're like, listen, I'm not even going, but I won't tell you. And then you got your 40 to 50, you're like, listen, don't even tell me what you're doing because I'll get drunk and tell you. We've all got those crazy friends, right? Yeah. So those 50 closest people in your world, like if you had a flat tire past Richmond, they would get in the car without questioning come with you. Those are the people I'm talking about. The ones that love you, only want good for you, and want you to be successful. Now, here's what I'm going to say. If you want to, is this being recorded? Okay, so can this get out to everybody? Okay, you can video me if you really don't want. Y'all got a great face for radio, but if you want, you can record this conversation, and they can send this out to everybody. I call Bart. He's my cousin. I don't have to say hello, Bart. This is your cousin Chad. He knows who I am when I call. If they're one of your 50, they know you. So I call and I go, hey, hello, hey, I need your help. Yeah, please. I need your promise. What's that? So that's exactly like what? Why are you acting weird? Have you been drinking? What's wrong with? Why are you acting? What are you talking? And you say, I need you to promise me something. Sure. Okay. I need you to promise me that you're going to give me one person this year that needs to buy or sell real estate. Okay. You know what they usually say? Why are you acting so weird? I told you when you got in this business, I was going to help you. What are you doing? Well, I told you, but they still haven't done it, right? Right. They haven't done it. And why haven't they done it? It's not because they don't want to. It's because they have a life to live. They've got their own problems, their own happiness, their own joy, their own issues, their own work environments. You're just not front of mind awareness. My mom was different. My mom would go to yard sales on Friday morning for one reason. She would go and she'd be like, oh, you're having a yard sale. That's so awesome. Are you thinking about selling your house? Because if you are, my son is the best real estate agent in Bowling Green. Oh, here's a story. And occasionally I would ask my mom, do you need more cards? And she would always say, yes, honey, of course I do. That's the kind of people I'm talking. So what happens is when he's wanting to help me, but he's like, well, I already told you I was going to help. I know, but I just need you to say I promise. Okay, thank you. It's people like you that care about me that make me successful in the business. Now let's break that down very quickly. Breaking it down is this. Hello, hey, that's just a salutation, right? I need your help. The reason I say that is because he's at home. Gabe.
Yep.
Gabe, his son, is yanking on his shirt going, come on, Dad, let's go play ball. Come on, let's go outside, let's go outside. His dog is pooping in the middle of the living room floor. And his wife is going, come on, we got to go. And so all this noise is going on. And when my cousin calls me that I love deeply, and he says, I need your help, all the noise stops. And now he needs help. What do you need? It just stops noise. So then I say, I need you to promise me something. That's the ask. It's the obligation act. I need you to promise me something. Okay, weirdo, what do you want me to promise? And then the ask is, I want you to promise me you'll give me one person this year that needs to buy or sell real estate. I already told you I was going to do that. I know, but I just need you to say I promise. When he says I promise, it's not for me to hear that and feel good feelings within me. When I have him say I promise, let me ask you. If somebody you really care about calls you and you make a promise to them, do all of a sudden you are obligated on a different level? Instead of just going, well, yeah, Bart, man, congratulations on getting that real estate license. I'll help you whenever I can, man. And then I've got all this other stuff going on in my world. But once you get a promise, that's an obligation that somebody you love needs something and you're going to do it. And that's where this comes in. Oh, the last part is thank you. It's people like you that care about me that make me successful in the real estate business. Does anybody know what that's called? Gratitude and humbleness. Because you can't be an island in this business. We all know that, right? You have to have help. And that's just called gratitude. And here's the requirement. So once a month, I'm not going to be able to get into the 12 part of this. It's a program called the 12 and 50. When I joined Keller Williams, my team or my OP, Luke Williams, he goes, listen, man, I love this program, but you got to call it something else. I'm like, why? He goes, because it's not sexy. And I said, I don't care. That's what it's called. Been called for 20 years. That's what I've taught thousands of Coldwell Banker agents this. I'm not changing the name because the name 12 and 50 is just really boring and it doesn't even make sense. I'm like, well, that's what it is. I'm not changing it. It's money. But what happens is this. The 12 is a networking lunch group. Next time I'm over, we'll talk about that part. But 20, you're going to do one email. That's not 50. That's 24. My bad. That's why I was getting messed up with my pen. 24 emails. And it's one email a month to your 50 people. It can be sent to all 50 at one time. You BCC it, right? And it's just an update email. I don't care what you put in. You can talk about that you went on vacation to the Smokies and you took the kids. Somebody fell in the fish pond and you hung out at the cabin. It doesn't matter. Or you can do a market update. You can do, I don't care what you do. It's just an email is the vehicle to get to them. And at the bottom of that email, if you've given me your person that you promised, thank you. If you haven't, I can't wait to hear from you because it's people like you that care about me that make me successful in the real estate. One email a month. The phone call is once a quarter. Once a quarter, I'm going to call my cousin and say, hey, man, what's going on? Oh, nothing much. What are you doing? Oh, nothing. Hey, listen, did you see Grandma's hair church the other day? Well, no, girl was shaking. It's crazy. But hey, listen, I wanted to call. I wanted to touch base. You remember you made that promise to me, and I'm just kind of following up with that. I don't have your name yet. Well, I've just been busy. I understand. No problem. You got a few more months. And it's just literally that. 50 face to face. I'm not going to hit him every time I see him at grandma's house on Sunday dinners. I'm not going to hit him when our kids are playing baseball together at the baseball field. One time a year, typically I would do it at Thanksgiving. I would kind of catch him when grandma wasn't looking. I put him up against the wall and I'd say, look, dude, you never had dinner with anybody yet. You got till Christmas. If you don't, I'm going to burn your house down and you're going to have to buy them. You better find me a name. Now, I'm not suggesting I don't promote violence, but I think you have to say it the way you say it. My cousins, they expect that from me. Say it how you need to say it and get the reminder right that they made a promise to you. What happens if Bart doesn't give me somebody in that 12 months? He's off my 50. I got to replace him. It's just that I love him, but he's not following through with his promise. And if he doesn't know he's on my list, but if he goes, well, how come I'm not getting, well, you never gave me a person. Now you get to give me two, and I'll put you back up. It's that simple. That's the program. That's the program. Can I do the lunch thing real quick? Okay, here's the 12 part of this. I got till 1 o'clock. Everybody good? If you need to get up and leave, go up and leave. You're gonna show a house or whatever, do lunch, whatever. So the 12 part, that's your 50. Any questions on the 50? No? Okay,
Now, we're on God's time here. It's 12:13.
right.
Okay.
Yeah, I gotta be over at the other one at 1 o'clock,
Okay.
and it's 15-minute trip.
Oh.
I believe. Okay, so here we go. So the 12 is a networking lunch group. Everybody know what BNI is and all that great. I'm not talking about where you gotta pay dues and it's almost militant about you have to give the referrals to those people, and I'm not even talking about. I'm talking about in my lunch group, I have it's 11 people because you're the 12th. In my lunch group, I had a home inspector, a lender, a car guy, sold cars. I had a home inspector, a guy that had a commercial cleaning business, a CPA, an attorney. Here's a divorce attorney. Oh my gosh, divorce is wonderful for real estate agents, unless you're involved in it. That was a joke. But because in a divorce, you get what? A sale and maybe 2 purchases. Get friendly with the divorce attorneys. I had a divorce attorney, I had a family therapist, but obviously the divorce attorney didn't work out pretty well. But I don't remember who else I had now. Guy sold windows, guy sold window blinds. So it doesn't, the requirement is they have to have customers. It can't be a bank teller because they don't want people to come in because they have to perform a tax. But if it's the consumer loan person or the lender or the branch manager or the bank president, that is a perfect example. It can be a dog groomer. It can be an Avon lady. They even have Avon ladies anymore. An Avon lady, whatever. It's somebody that needs customers. And I would call and say Bart's I had an insurance guy too. Bart's in insurance. I call Bart and say, hey man, would you like 11 new customers this year? Who would say no to that? Like, who would say no? That no, I don't care about 11 new customers this year. Well, of course I do. What are you talking about? Well, listen, I'm doing a group. I'm gonna start a lunch once a month. I don't say networking because everybody thinks it's weird. I'm doing a lunch once a month and we're gonna all become friendly and we're gonna try to pass at least one piece of business to each other throughout the year. You're in insurance. I'm calling you first before I call anybody else. It's gonna be one person per industry. And so you get first dibs. If you say yes, awesome. If you say no, I'm calling you. I try to remember who the biggest competitor is. I'm calling JR. There's 2 requirements. I asked for the promise with family, right? Now I'm asking for a commitment. I need a commitment from you, Bart, for 2 things. Number 1 is you can make the majority of the lunches. Number 2, you're going to commit to giving me 1 person this year that needs to buy or sell real estate. Now listen, I know you're in insurance. If you give me all your business, how many agents in this market? 1,500, 2,000 probably. Probably more than that. Probably 4,000.
Yeah.
No, I was treasurer for the state association years ago, and I think it was about 2,500.
We're a little over 4,000.
Okay, gotcha. So I know you're gonna make 3,999 other agents mad if you give me all your business. That's why I'm only asking for 1 piece of business. I don't care where you send the rest of them. That's pretty easy asking. Pretty easy. And I'm gonna also try to give you business. And so are the other 10 people in our group. And you meet once a week or once a month. I tried to figure out what the least busy hour of a week or of a month is. So I picked the 3rd week of the month. I picked the middle of the week on a Wednesday and the middle of the day on that Wednesday from 12 to 1. That was my thought process. I haven't done this in about 7 or 8 years because I'm never in one place in Bowling Green enough to make sure I can be there. And I'm not really in production anymore. I would probably still do it for our team, but I just don't have time to do it. 6 months ago, I got a call from my car guy. He goes, what are you doing, man? I said, nothing. I said, I don't need a car. He goes, I didn't call you about it. I always give him a hard time because I'm like, you don't call me when you need me about a car. And he goes, no, I got a buyer for you. I'm like, awesome. We haven't done this in 7 years. I haven't done my lunch group in 7 years, but that commitment is still. Along with that, and I'll say this, I'm gonna try to be done. You got to remember this. Bart gives me Tara, and then Tara calls him after the transaction and goes, dude, you gave me Chad. And he goes, yeah, I did. And she says, I've never had service like I had from him. It was amazing. It was unbelievable. I can't even believe how it was the best experience I've ever had with a real estate agent. And that's what you're going to get from me because you're going to get extraordinary service. I don't care what I have to do. And so what happens to Bart is my insurance guy. I think he's going to want to give me another one because I just made him look really good. And then Tara, what does Tara become? After she closes the house with me, she becomes my past, help me, past client. We're not even talking about a past client program that you need to be working that no real estate agent really works. I'm telling you, there's so many opportunities in this business. It's the easiest job to fool yourself into believing you had a really hard, full working day when you go home. And sometimes you came into the office, got a cup of coffee, said hi to a couple of people, made a phone call to get your dog groomed, and checked an email, went home, you had a full day. Be honest with yourself. You should go home every day exhausted from this job. Every single day. Exhausted. I don't do manual labor though. My kid does, he's a welder. You talk about working hard, the kid works hard. You should feel that way. So did I make you mad? No, I'm kidding, I'm kidding, I'm kidding, I'm kidding, I'm kidding.
Thank you.
Thank you. So once again, get in this business, do it, just do it. Nike is right. Just do it. And get at it. Thank you all so much. I'd love to come back. I will be back. I don't know when, but I'm trying to visit all 24 market centers before the end of the summer. I don't know that I'll be able to do it. It's a lofty goal, but I like to set really high goals for myself. But I've hit almost a dozen at this point. So I'm doing, and I've only been doing this job in this capacity about a month and 3 days. So I'm getting after it. I'm working it. I'm doing it. So thank you so much. You got great leadership here. Bart and I just talked for 2 hours. And once he gets on medication, he's gonna be just fine. So, thank you all so much.
All right, thanks, everybody.
You know,